In today's unboxing, we take a look at Suburbia. It is one of the new Kickstarter games from Beezer Games. This is the collector's edition. Straight from the box, we're going to be looking at it in its entirety, from packaging to the box itself to the whole 9 yards. Let's take a look. Well, guys, as you can see, I have to have my camera zoomed way out, and the box is still barely fitting in. This game is huge. Look how thick, how tall, how big this thing is. This thing is crazy. And for what I understand, it is one giant box in here. Let's go ahead and take a look. Holy cow. Okay, so it looks like we're going to have the game and then a whole bunch of cardboard. And I'm guessing once we get rid of all of the extras, it'll fit nicely into the box here. Oh my, this is in here pretty tight. Let's see if we can get this out. All right. I'm here. This side, and out we go. There it is. Wow. Look at that. That is insane. All right, let's crack this guy open and see what we got on the inside. Well, it looks like we have two main parts. The box that we should hopefully be able to put everything into, and then all of the cardboard. And as we can see, that is an insane amount of cardboard. The one thing that I'm not too keen on is there was some smaller bit right here. So these parts are kind of, in on itself a little bit. But we'll see how that all works out. Take a look at everything that we have here. Go ahead and move this more into the center. So here we have all of the different residential areas. And in fact, let's go ahead and move you off to the side. Stick you here. And there we go. All right. Whole bunch of different businesses. And then some tokens here. Be interesting to see what those are used for. And then on the back, they look pretty identical, which makes sense. You can mix them up and not know what you're getting. the one thing that's going to be really fun with this game is really going through these tiles, because for what I understand, they put a lot of Easter eggs into some of these tiles, a lot of little hidden gems throughout the thing. So it'll be a whole lot of fun as you're playing and you have the time to really look at all the different tiles and really try to see all of those little hidden things that they may have tried to put in here. I love that kind of stuff. And then, oh wow. And that you also really love to see. Did you see that? How I just barely pushed on that and it just punched right out. Barely any little marks, any burrs whatsoever. Oh, that was nice. One of the worst things you can do is when you get a board game, you go to punch it and you wind up ruining your token or something. Holy cow, there are a lot of little tiles in here for you to build. Oh, and I've already seen something funny that I'm going to get a kick out of. Here we go, guys. We're almost there. The falling tower. That's like, I love that. Oh my God. Oh, and then even a blank one. Oh, see, I like when they, have a extra room. They go ahead and cut it, punch it, whatever it is for you. Now I get to make my own tile. Even some blank black tiles. Very cool. It's like it's never ending. Do you ever have that really large bowl of pasta? It almost seems like you just keep eating and eating and eating, and it doesn't seem to go anywhere. I feel like I'm getting that feeling as I'm going through all these. I've shown so many so far. Ah, see, and there's a little different. Some backs. Oh, so now we're getting into some of our player boards. And there's the back for those. All right. And these are interesting. Goals. And then it looks like some resource punches. So instead of being in like a playing card form, they have done it in a cardboard punch out form. First, fifth, interesting. Then some more. So that's 5 of those so far. And then the third on here. Interesting. Oh. And then they just popped like it was nothing. And then this looks like it's going to be the game board, 2 halves. Yep. So let's see, we probably can even fit this. We are zoomed out so much to fit all of this on here. There we go. Like a scoreboard or something. Interesting. And then here is the tower that we're going to need to put together to hold all of the chips. That looks like that is the smaller board that was in here. Again, I kind of wish that was on the outside. Then that's probably part of that tower. And then just a last couple locations. White House, Sears Tower. Very cool. So those are all of the punches. Now let's break open the big box. All right, so now let's take a look at the big box. And as we can see, it is for ages 14 plus with your average run time of 90 minutes. And it is a 1 to 5 player game. That right here is what one of the things that drove me to this initially, that we do have that solo aspect under it. Suburbia Collector's Edition. And oh wow, I just did that for the first time. This lettering here for Suburbia is raised. That's a very nice box. I also like how it has that little indentions right here to hopefully make it easy open. Let's go ahead and take a look at the back. And it shows all the stuff that's here in the collector's version. A little bit of a what the game is. And then, of course, a small, most likely, printout of what it might look like as you're building your city. Very cool. Unique to this Super Edition, 20 different player color city sets. Plan, build, and develop your small borough into a major metropolis. Use hex-shaped building tiles to add residential, commercial, civic, and industrial areas, as well as special points of interest that provide benefits and take advantage of the resources of nearby boroughs. Your goal is to have your borough thrive and end up with a larger population than any of your opponents. Wow, well, this sounds super awesome. I'm super excited to dive into this special collector's edition. Take a look to see what all we have going on. Let's see what we have in the box. Oh, there we go. Oh Wow. There it is. So then we have a little piece of divider. We have a whole bunch of the city starting bits. And what you can see, what's really nice is they are the double thick ones that have the indentions, which will make it so much easier for play that your stuff won't get jostled around. And it is double-sided. Interesting. Las Vegas. Oh, here's where we're showing the location that we're talking about. So, Toronto, Las Vegas, Hong Kong. Oh, I almost wanted to flip right away. Tripoli. I wanted to know what location it was. Oh, this is so awesome. One. Kuala Lumpur, London. Then our next set. And flip those. Barcelona. Knoxville. Dubai. Rome. Tokyo. Paris. And our final one, Philadelphia. So cool. And then it looks like we have a couple more location tiles. Oh, and these are the special edition ones that came with Kickstarter. So we have the Dice Tower, Tantrum House in the back. It's like we're used to. Then here's some more. Probably some of the special locations for all of those different areas. Wow, look at that. Very cool. All right, and up next we have what looks like what I would have assumed would have been the rule sheet, but this can't just be all of the content. Yeah, okay. Contents, all right. The base game, all of it's very cool. All right, so let's start with this one. And here's all the special content by the looks of it for this special edition. Once again, I love not only being able to see all the content with the quantities of everything, but more importantly, getting a visual image of what all of this kind of stuff looks like. So when you're going to search for it, it makes it so much easier to find all of this kind of stuff. Then game setup, and player count. Then here's that tower that we saw just in its punch form all put together. That is very cool. I'm a little surprised they didn't, within the Kickstarter, offer like a plastic version or, you know, a non-cardboard version of that that tower. Oh, and here we go. Solo 1 and 2. So there's 2 different ways to play solo. That is so awesome. And collector's edition, all the different tiles, all of our different locations, and a little lowdown of some of their special abilities. And again, this is what I like. I love it when games make different areas special, whether they're characters, whether they're locations, something for all the different players to choose from. But it's not in name only. They actually give them different abilities. That alone adds immense replayability to this game. Because especially if you're looking at this as a solo game, look how many different locations there are. That's just an immense amount of potential play to see, what's the difference between all the different locations? How do they act different? What different abilities might you like better than others? So awesome. Next, we have the basic game. Oh, wow. And here they're actually showing you most of those actual tiles. A little bit of what they do. Wow, that's taking the tiles to the next level. The different goals. And those border tiles that we saw earlier. And then here, I believe these are the different expansions that came in this that were also there in that tile set. Now, I don't know if you guys have seen it yet, but they did put out a video on how to box this guy back up, how to put everything into the box, how to have it all neatly arranged in here. And I'm like, why are you going to need to have a whole video on just boxing up? Seeing them put it on there, you're just watching, you're like, oh, that's pretty odd. That makes sense. But now actually looking at all of this great content, looking at everything that is in here, I now start to see why they actually put that video out there. And then we have a little punch board. It looks like some stands to some support stands. LED light holder for the tower. Interesting. That's kind of cool. And then we get into all of the, oh my God, all of the different bits and parts. And what are you? See, this is, I'm guessing, to hold all of those goals. So I'm kind of surprised that they didn't do something similar to this for the actual location tiles. Here's where it must slot into the board. Then we have some metal coins we will take a look at. And then what is this? Again, the punch. Some score bonuses. Some stop. Interesting. I wonder if this is to help you keep things as you're shuffling stuff, to put stuff at the top so you don't know what's on the top, maybe? Interesting. Oh, and then here are those LED lights that would be used, I'm guessing, in conjunction with this guy right there. That's wicked cool. And then we get into all of the storage material for this game. Again, this is one of those really awesome things where they went to the next level and provided all of this really great storage material. So once you've opened the game, pulled out all of your stuff, you actually can store it properly so it's not going to go everywhere. And to the point where this one, they even have the lid on that, so they're not relying on the stuff on top. Very cool. And then here's where that tower is going to be. So I'm going to go around that. And then to hold all of the character stuff. Again, with a lid. Very cool. Try to keep all this. And then we have another. So that'll be nice. This looks like it's going to be used for in-game to hold everything up. Awesome. And then we have, oh, and then we got some more locations. Oh, let's take a look. What do we have here? All right. All right. New York. Washington, D.C. Chicago. L.A. and Orlando. Very cool. And then the final little bin to hold everything in. So let's get all of this back in here. And take a look at these guys. And finally, we have all of the wooden tokens. Look at this. Here are all of the parts for the players with all the different player colors. Look how many different options we have. This is insane. Looks like there is one for every single different board in the game. That is crazy. Holy cow. Let's just go ahead and grab one of them so we can take a look at what the different components look like. So we have a nice, just traditional meeple, a circle, a square, and I like how that's even inset. So that's going to fit into that board and still sit on the top a little bit. And then same thing with the circle and then the star. Very cool. All right, and up next we have the airplanes. Very cool. Then we have probably what's going to end up being for the restaurants. The knife and fork. I don't know what this one would be. Oh, me going through all these bags is driving my guinea pigs crazy. They think I have food in here. You know how guinea pigs love their treats. Bingo! Then there's that one. And then one for, I'm guessing, skyscrapers. Very cool. And then finally, we have all of the metal currency, metal tokens. One coin. The 5 coin. And then finally, the large 10 coin. Wow. That is an insane amount of content, guys. This is crazy. Well, that is Suburbia, the collector's edition, and its immense amount of content. Usually when you see these big box games, you're expecting a majority of this to be just endless amount of cards. There wasn't a single card in this game. It is all done with these tiles and some tokens. That is insane. The amount of stuff in here, just by looking at it, the potential replayability of this game just seems to grow the more I kept looking at it. Well, I hope this helped you to determine if this is something you would be interested in. Most likely this collector's edition won't be available, but I do know they're going to have the smaller 2.0 editions, which will be, you know, just as good, just with a slight less amount of content. You know, probably wooden tokens, less locations, but for the most part, the exact same game. Again, I hope just being able to see what kind of material goes into it, all of the different pieces, bits and bobs that are associated with this one. Again, I hope it helps you to determine if this is something you would be interested in looking into and adding to your collection. Until next time, guys, I'll see you later.